You up for a story? Corpse Party. A group of students perform a charm ritual to bind them as friends forever, and instead cast us to an alternate reality of the past, split up and trapped in a tragedy-stricken elementary school. Vengeful, violent spirits threaten our lives of insanity. Countless souls wail in eternal agony, reliving the suffering of their dying moments forever. Our only hope to escape and survive is to uncover the chilling truth surrounding the curse before we are subjected to never-ending misery and torture. Heavenly Host Elementary, a school that once stood on these very grounds. The teacher ran down the stairs, lost her footing, and tumbled to her death, ignorant of her demise. To this day, on rainy nights like these, she roams the hallways after class, making her rounds. I gotcha.
Like that.
Time to go home. Let's clean up. I hope you all enjoy your vacation. Today's Red Bean Cafe was a talk of the Culture Festival. You all deserve a round of applause. You guys worked hard, and it really paid off. You guys deserve some coffee milk. Mayu, best of luck to you at your new school. We'll all miss you. You'll make new friends in no time. Yeah, and we'll come visit for sure. Hey guys, before we go, do you want to try something I found on the internet? It's called Sachiko Ever After. If we performed a charm, all of us would be friends forever, no matter how far we drift apart. Everyone grab onto the charm. In your head, repeat the words, Sachiko, we beg of you, for each person here, 9 times. Now, pull! As long as we all keep our peace, we'll always be connected as friends. Naomi and Seiko awaken together. Windows and doors are like decorations on the wall, and outside is an endless dark forest. Notice. Heavenly Host Elementary.
Y'all fucked up.
Shock, fear, and anxiety begin to well up. Their bones chill, teeth chatter, and they become lightheaded. They desperately try to wake up from a supposed dream. Searching for the others, they reveal the dank conditions of the school. Unstable flooring, human excrement line the walls, and overfilled buckets.
Kill me now, bro.
Blood, gums, and teeth flow within bathroom sinks, stepping on fresh masses of flesh, of what used to be people. Remains of innocent students that were trapped here before them, scattered along classrooms and hallways. They are trapped in a separate reality, a spiritual plane connecting multiple alternate dimensions into one nexus, one where the previous school still stands and is inhabited by spirits, violent and peaceful alike, unable to escape even in death. The other students are also here, but because there are multiple dimensions, they can be in the same area, yet never see or hear each other. Sometimes, their dimensions can overlap, and their actions or voices may be seen or heard. But these can be from the past, present, or even future. There is no known reason as to why this place exists, or any methods of escape. At least, we can live out the rest of our days together before we are driven insane, become hungry and dehydrated, or die by the hands of evil spirits. In the past, there was a string of disappearances of children from Heavenly Host Elementary. They were kidnapped, and their corpses found within the school. Among them, a male teacher, near catatonic, holding a pair of bloodied scissors. Each of the children had their tongues severed, with mutilations to their bodies too grotesque to describe. Ah! My ankle! It looks pretty bad. Let's go to the infirmary and rest. Come on, lean on me. With you around, I almost feel like we're just chilling back at school, like nothing ever happened. That sounds like little Yuka again. I'll go take a look.
さっちゃんは
私の自慢許さない。殺してやる。許さない。殺してやる。
With more than her soul can handle, Naomi cracks under the pressure, and just when she thought she would support Seiko to the end, she began to verbally berate her and abuse her best friend. After their very first argument as friends, they decide to split up. The fear of being alone begins to swell in Naomi's heart and mind. She wishes to apologize to Seiko and be together with her again. A sound emanates from the restroom.
Seiko?
Seiko still lives. Naomi desperately tries to help, but instead accidentally digs the rope deeper into her neck and strangles her further. Yoshiki, watch Ayumi. I'm sure I just heard Naomi. I have a bad feeling about Teach. We can't just leave her alone. Right. Let's leave a message just in case. Ayumi and Yoshiki venture the dark hallways of Heavenly Host, supporting each other as they search for their teacher. A young boy's spirit begins to stalk the two as they progress. Sights of death and anxiety triggers intermittent stark shifts in personality in Ayumi, as if she is being possessed or succumbing to a dark force, chipping away at her core being. She has no recollection of these strange events occurring to her. They stumble upon the stains of death overlapped from Naomi and Seiko's dimension. Ayumi experiences Seiko's emotions and excruciating death as if she was the one receiving it. She begins to further succumb to the darkening and possession. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Why is this happening to us?
Tanomu, 戻ってきてくれ、篠崎。クラスの奴ら見つけて、全員でここを出るんだろ。お前がそんなんじゃ意味ねえんだよ。
Oh, shit. Yo, Mayu, you good? You wanna roll with us, or...? These aren't bad kids. Read this. The clipping she provides us expands the history behind the kidnappings. There were 4 total children abducted, and these 3 blue specters match the photos on the missing children's list. We insist Mayu leave these ghosts behind for her safety, and that provokes them to hold Mayu hostage. Outside, we meet a ghost named Naho, a student and paranormalist who studied the occult and urban legends. She communicated with the spiritual world, wrote books, and ran a website before her death. Ayumi, who also likes the occult and paranormal, is a big fan of hers. She tells us the 4 children's suffering are cogs keeping the spiritual nexus together. If we can appease all their spirits and put them to rest, there might be a way out of here. We search for remorse or regret from their murderer, a form of confession or apology. Reassembling a doll that belonged to the teacher, present among the corpses of kidnapped children, we hear a confession from him. He did not want the children to die, but he was unable to do anything. He is ashamed and sorry. We offer the apology to the children.
いや無理だろ。
The curse of the school. Psycho was afflicted by it. Those who feel its grasp slowly lose their minds. Some may take their own lives. Others go insane. You may even hurt the ones you love. Now that she's passed, you're the only living one left. I have to be strong. It's not just me I should be worried about. We'll make it out of here. All of us.
森重。お前無事だったのか。
Pretty crazy, huh? This was definitely a person. A girl at that. Have you guys seen Mayu? I'm looking for her. I can't leave that poor girl alone. It'd be best if we split up. More odds we'll run into others. Satoshi and his little sister Yuka spend the vast majority of their time searching for a toilet to use, but all are out of order. On the brink of bursting her bladder, Yuka decides to go outside, and unfortunately gets split from her brother. Yuka bumps into Yuya, a trustworthy, reliable-looking high school student who claims he's looking for his little sister, and he convinces her to come along with him so that they can look for their siblings together. Yuka has still not relieved herself, and using a charm of unsealing, we unlock a restroom for her to use. A friend of Yuya's appears, thankful that someone he knows is still alive. Within these walls, it doesn't matter if you're killed by them or by me. Either way, you're finished. Satoshi was pulled into another dimension and discovers some bits and pieces of research from Kibiki, a paranormal novelist, guardian and mentor to Naho. In the past, 3 out of 4 children were found dead in a secret basement beneath the school. Those 3 were students. However, the 4th was not, and thankfully still alive, quaking in fear. The male teacher, perpetrator of these crimes, was revealed to be the school principal's son, who was widely known for his cheerful and friendly personality. However, his mental state began to degrade during his years of teaching at Heavenly Host Elementary. He slowly reverted to a childlike state, unable to form words without intense concentration. His doll, given by his mother, never left his side. He became unemployed and unable to find work. Most of his days were idly wandering the streets. His reputation shattered. After his arrest, he was deemed insane and put in a mental hospital. He escaped and hung himself in the concealed basement under the school. Since then, the school began to decline and became a stage for numerous incidences of molestation and suicide. In response to the crimes, student registration dwindled and the school was shut down. The school principal committed suicide by jumping from the top of the school. Kibiki believes these events are more than coincidental series of misfortune, and that the key to this tangible curse lies within the sole survivor, the 4th child, the little girl who witnessed everything, the girl in the red dress. Thrown into another dimension again, Satoshi finds Naomi. Luckily, we save her before she succumbed to the darkening. Naomi passes out from the trauma, and Satoshi searches for Yuka all on his own, but he resides in a different dimension now, and the path to Yuka is closed.
Huh? どうしたんだい、ゆかちゃん。なんだ。
So many deaths. Oh, it stinks in here. So, Yuka, how about we live the rest of our days together? You and I, just brother and sister. Yoshiki manages to escape the grip of the zombie teacher and reunites with Ayumi. Upset with Naho because the doll confession didn't work to save Mayu, they still follow her suggestions due to their lack of options. Their next objective is to try to calm the spirit of the murderer by returning his prized doll to his corpse. The doll whispers hints of the locations of small blood-stained hemp bags. Each bag contains a severed tongue of one of the murdered children. They begin their quest to find all of the tongues and return them to appease the spirits. Ayumi again begins to sense the agony of the dead. Her head pounds and her nose bleeds. Worried for her well-being, Yoshiki insists that she rests a while he retrieves a tongue on his own.
プールか。
もういい。
今の声。まさかあいつ篠崎いない。さっきのやっぱり何やってんだよ。ったくどこだ篠崎。いた。
I heard your voice, so I ran outside. I don't remember anything else. Bruh, what's in that pool? I smell so bad. And my mouth tastes like ass. I hate this. Let's try the rain. Feel better? We also run into Morishige. Still on his mission to find Mayu, he found a tongue bag after digging in the floorboard beneath Mayu's splattered corpse. His hands covered in her gore. He gives it to us before departing on his own again. Ayumi and Yoshiki are transported home, back to the real world, thanks to their new ally, Yuki, one of the children we helped appease. Due to a temporary weakness in the Nexus, Yuki was able to bring just these two back home. She's unable to bring the rest of the class, however, as that requires all 4 children to be put to rest to close the Nexus. And in order to be put to rest, they need more than appeasement. They need repentance from their killer. Yuki imparts onto Ayumi her experience the night she and the children were murdered, and Ayumi experiences it firsthand as if she were Yuki herself. The true murderer was the survivor, the 4th victim all along. Sachiko, the teacher, was only an accomplice, bound to do her bidding. Without this crucial knowledge, the rest of the class will have no chance of escape. Sachiko will play with her prey until their demise, and so Ayumi and Yoshiki rally all of their courage. and decide to return to Heavenly Host. In order to save our friends, we must find Sachiko, appeal to her humanity, and seek her repentance. Satoshi reunites with Naomi, and together they unlock the custodian's closet. Inside, they review footage from Kibiki, who traveled to Heavenly Host on purpose to document his findings. He mentions a method to return home, but the video is cut off before he can finish. Walking out, the two groups cross paths and information with each other, and work to both close the curse by appeasing the spirits and figuring out the method to escape the Nexus. Ayumi and Yoshiki encounter Naho's findings while she was still alive. Naho greatly admired Kibiki to the point of obsession and devoted her time into supporting him grow and receive public recognition. This obsession drove her to lie about the Sachiko Ever After charm on her blog, as performing it incorrectly will anger Sachiko's spirit and transport you to Heavenly Host. She deceived innocent people in order to bring more samples for Kibiki to study while he resided here. Eventually, she tricked her own friend to perform the ritual with her so that she could attempt to rescue Kibiki. Heavenly Host proved to be infinitely more dangerous than she had ever imagined. Naho began to succumb to the darkening, with her obsession of Kibiki fueling her possession. Kibiki regrets ever performing the ritual, as the darkened Naho busts his door down and strangles him to death. Confronted with the truth, Naho's spirit suffers from the darkening yet again and fades away. Out of worry for the well-being of her students, Yui-sensei survives her encounter with the malignant spirit, and with an injured arm, she manages to hang on long enough for Ayumi to climb up her body, instead of waiting to get pulled up and risking the whole room collapsing. She orders the kids to run away and wishes for them to live on. They soon witness the principal walk into an incinerator, and they follow him.
They what?
They see Sachiko inside, and both decide to follow her. They're both knocked unconscious. Naomi and Satoshi stumble upon Morishige's cell phone. In his quest to find his beloved Mayu, he viewed his photos of the desecrated dead to keep him sane. He basked in the misfortune and corpses of others, and it brought him joy. As he was viewing his favorite photo, Mayu's spirit calls him on his phone. Morishige is driven insane and repeatedly bangs his head on the wall until he dies. They also discover Yuka, cowering in fear after a confrontation with Sachiko. Together they crash, and Naomi is plunged into a cesspit, overflowing with black insects that scurry and invade every crevice of her body. Her eyes, ears, nose, mouth, butt cracks. After a narrow escape, they reach an old infirmary, where the air is so foreboding and heavy. Naomi and Yuka get nosebleeds and are unable to walk forward. Satoshi enters alone and encounters the spirit of Yoshie, Sachiko's mother, who kept a diary in the afterlife. We yoink it. Yoshie was a teacher for Heavenly Host, and the principal attempted to rape her in the school. While trying to escape, she was shoved down the stairs and died almost instantly. Just as her last thread of life hung from her body, she sees her daughter, Sachiko, calling out to her. She saw everything and tried to run her 7-year-old legs away. The principal closed in on her. Yoshie struggled to yell with all of her strength, but she had none left. Her last breath watching the principal's hands wringing little Sachiko's neck. The principal rebuttoned Yoshie's shirt and buried Sachiko in the basement. Yoshie's death was deemed an accident, and Sachiko was reported missing. Yoshie's spirit was bound to the school, and over time, her dark agony and grief clouded her mind. She was alone, so very alone. She wanted to see Sachiko again, all of her students again. She'll never forgive him for what he did.
許せない。殺してやる。
Eventually, Sachiko was reborn into a spiteful, violent spirit. Yoshie cursed the principal's entire family line, which in turn helped Sachiko kill children to send to the afterlife to keep Yoshie company. Yoshie's conscience flip-flops. Please make her stop. I don't want Sachiko to do this. Sachi is my pride and joy. She'd do anything for me.
もっと殺せ。
Kill more. Following the lead of the diary, we obtain the principal's key. We obtain Sachiko's tongue and her favorite black cat plushie. and venture into a secret passage behind the principal's bookcase. Below is a bomb shelter beneath the school, a site belonging to numerous traumatic deaths and tortures. Something's coming. Under the table. Psych!
大丈夫か、篠崎。
The way back lies within Sachiko. You must touch her heart and soul and appeal to her humanity. The darkening is beginning to spread in all of you. It's now or never. What of Naomi? She's fighting her own demons. She'll be along if she overcomes them. My head! It's pounding! Can't move! Sachiko, we offer you a part of your body that was taken from you, and your favorite plushie. Your mom has been suffering along with you. You and your mom both succumbed to terrible fates, but we want to free you from that torment. Everyone, while we still can, your paper scraps. To return home, 1 chant for each person, plus 1 additional chant for Sachiko. Ready?
Sachiko-san, お願いします。Sachiko-san, 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 お願いします。
Sachiko-san, お願いします。
Sachiko-san, お願いします。
Now is your only chance. The veil between your world and this one is at its thinnest. The gate is open. This reality has already begun, creating a new Sachiko. You must flee while you still can. The 5 survivors returned back to their world. They were able to indulge in their warm, safe beds at home. Those 4, and countless others, who died within Heavenly Host, have their souls trapped there for eternity, with any trace of their existence removed. They were forgotten by the world, with even their images corrupted. Their memory only lives on in the precious few who survived. Heavenly Host Elementary still stands firm, with a newly appointed Sachiko at its core.